By the boat, we're going to talk about what I think is the weakest link of the outboard jet. And around here in Texas, this is what the majority of us have more problems out of than anything else. And this won't quite be the same for everybody as it is us, just through the fact that the river we run is loggy, there's vines. When it floods, we're in the trees, limbs, everything like that. So the weakest link is this. I think this reverse gate is where the weakest link that has been for me in the past. And I'm going to show you a few things that I have done. Really just one thing that I've done to make it better, and other things just to be aware of. So the number one thing that I see happening is when you hit something here, like us here, we're jumping logs and stuff. If you don't hit the log hard, it's going to come off this shoe and then hit right here. So if you ain't just purely jumping it, if you're just riding over it. And it's only a matter of time before this happens to you out here where we are. So I've added this little washer right there. Let me see if I can point to it. Inside there, right there, it's the rusty one, because it's not stainless like the rest of it is. But what happens is there's just a lot of leverage with this out here when it's forced to try to go up into neutral. And it just, this cast is, it's not, I mean, it's hard, but it isn't hard enough. It'll mold into it, and that'll make this just floppy as all can be. So I put the washer in there. It gives it some girth and, you know, just something to kind of help support that abuse. The other thing is just to make sure when you're running that you're trimmed up as high as you can all the time. I mean, there's no cons against being trimmed up high as you can at all times when you're on plane. Somebody's shooting something over there. I hope it's them shooting their dog, barking and thing. So staying trimmed up is going to least likely you hit this, especially if you're on plane. Now when you're going slow, that's normally when you have these damages, but more commonplace you see on breakers right here. And once this is kind of in reverse, it gets a little flimsier. And I've even broke this thing right here, and anytime you break any of this, you have to replace the cable, which isn't too hard or expensive with a tiller, but it can be. But I've even seen this stuff get bowed. You can kind of see mine has a little warp, but this is easy to fix. Some of the adjustments you can make on this to help it stay, a lot of guys have the problem with it just popping up in reverse as you're going. And normally that happens in a turn, or you're not running wide open, or not trimmed up while you're on path. Because when you turn, you're getting water coming off the boat hitting this shoe more directly than if you're going straight. Your intake kind of spares it. So a couple ways to adjust that is, this is a little centric nut right here. See how that nut's not in the middle? You can turn that, and it'll kind of rock this around a little bit. It's really for adjustments of your neutral. Supposed to make you find the best halfway and forward, halfway reverse, but that's really irrelevant because you want to be locked in the forward. And another adjustment you have here is just loosen this bolt itself and spinning it to get it up tighter. And these bolts here are actually slotted, and you can slide this forward and backwards just a little bit to help make sure that reverse stays well below that line there. Let's kind of, you know, kind of cams in to let that lock in. Oh, actually one other thing is these little plastic bushings right here over time just kind of get blowed out and cause more slack, let things rattle around and not be as tight as possible. But anyway, just wanted to make a statement on that, kind of the way I see it. So also want to go ahead and make note, we have some on this side, yeah, we have some merchandise, and you can find it in the description here at thesouthernbelle.com. If you want, just click on the link. That'll take you to everything this Texas outboard jet. So check that out. And we're getting ready to go dove hunting around here, so we won't be boating this weekend. Stuck my chainsaws. Look at this. Got the chainsaws. That's bar oil. And you get that power wash out. I guess it got hot and just expanded the chamber, you know, from the heat. But anyhow, hey, y'all take care and good shooting.